There isn't an industry phrase for it.
I wouldn't call it a music station.
It's not just news.
It's not talk, it's not egghead radio.
If you want a mixture, the music, the news, the sports, the weather, and some humor as well, it's a very good combination.
It's not unlike a lot of other radio shows, it's just better.
Personality radio in the true sense of the word.
Hey, it's an institution.
Imus in the morning, 66 WNBC.
Hi, Mr. Bonnie. Once again, here's my friend Charles McCord.
Morning, Mr. T.
Good morning, Saddleneck.
Saddleneck?
Yeah, okay, pay attention now, fish breath.
More traffic and transit in 10 minutes on WNBC.
15 minutes.
10 minutes.
15 minutes.
10 minutes. Can't you count?
Oh, yeah. More traffic in 10 minutes.
Moron.
Hagler also settled for gloves that Leonard wanted. Also, Marvin made arrangements to miss hitting Sugar Ray a number of times throughout the fight. Ray's giving indications, though, Down he might be back in the ring. He's an idiot if he is. Although the next time I understand they're going to fight in Hawaii with a 5-hour time difference from New York, so it'll start about 2 a.m. I mean, I'm still not recovered.
So instead of staying up late, we'll get up early for that one.
That might work out better. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. Fight in Tokyo.
This,
Forget it.
fine, Don.
WNBC.
No, hey. Kiss it goodbye, baby. 66 WNBC, I'm Ray Dariano. Who's this?
Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy, where are you calling from?
Bronx.
We need a name for this program.
How about the Ray De Niro show?
The Ray De Niro Show. I kind of like that, sir. It has a Latin money feel to it. I'm trying to figure out a name for the show. Do you have any ideas?
Who invented pantyhose?
Who invented pantyhose? I like it, but it's a little long. Thanks for calling. Tommy James on WNBC.
Which means I Dr. Chu. How do you do? Join me for Sex Talk on 66 WNBC.
There's only one place for Alan Combs, 66 WNBC.
This is Alan Combs. We're talking with John DeLorean, who's just informed us that he drives a Ford pickup truck and that he's never used or been around anyone who's used cocaine. John, are you seeing anybody these days? Geraldo Rivera's with us. You know, Geraldo, just to make you feel at home, we're going to have the studio completely empty.
Hi, this is Walt Clyde Frazier. You're listening to Sports Night with Dave Sims on 66 WNBC.
George M. Steinbrenner III. Nice to meet you, sir, and nice to have you on again.
Dave, nice to be here.
How come you got on Mattingly a couple of weeks ago?
Well, let me tell you this, Dave.
You'll get run out of New York if you ever lose Mattingly. And
you think so?
If you aren't already leaving for New Jersey, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I don't know. You've been doing a lot of homework.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I came ready for you, big fella.
66 WNBC.
The reason we use NBC is because it's one of the top stations in the demographics that we're aiming at.
Radio is a very valuable tool for us in our advertising mix, in that television is the visualization of our products, but we reinforce that through radio.
Radio has the advantage of creating images and sizzle and excitement.
We like the reach. We like the flexibility, the fact that you can change your messages so frequently, and that's important for a newspaper or any publication.
We believe that getting our name in front of the public in good taste and consistently is what works for us.
WNBC is very important for us because it reaches our two major market areas, and that is New Haven and Fairfield counties and New York City.
So they're my #1 station, even though they're 100 miles away. And as a result, I spend most of my budget with that station. We chose NBC because when you have advertisements on that station, not only does it have a good audience, but I think people tend to remember it a little bit better.
I think that people listen to a personality differently than they do, say, a good music station, because that's just logical.
The personality radio is radio that hopefully the audience, the listener, can identify with.
We're not a background station. We're a foreground station. There are those stations you can hear in dentist's office or doctor's offices. We're not one of them.
I think that we have got an audience now that likes sports, likes to talk about sports, and I think that they're the type of people
that will also listen to a sponsor who has a message or has a product.
The bottom line is, how much business are you doing and how successful are you for these clients, because they're paying the freight.
My listeners know that when a commercial comes on, it's not time to tune out, because the show hasn't stopped. The show's continuing. The commercial is part of the program.
There's a listener who ultimately has to be satisfied. There's a client that is important for the station to operate, because that's our inventory. And we have to make both the listener and the client happy. And there's a way to do it.
Ratings and numbers are great. I mean, that's what we'd like to have. But I think we're a specialized station.
Let's say I decided to be a practitioner of shock radio, which I believe I could do if I wanted to. I choose not to. And let's say I could then get the station a 5 or 6 share of the market. That does not necessarily mean that I'd be successful commercially. There are many clients who choose not to buy that kind of radio because they don't want their products associated with it. So just because you have high numbers doesn't necessarily mean that you're successful with clients.
Well, one of the things, of course, we do and have done for years is to treat our sponsors with the utmost respect and dignity.
That's Bob Thomas Ford in Hamden, Connecticut, just outside New Haven, a half mile north of the Merritt Parkway.
Right near the Alaska pipeline. only 6.5 hours from Manhattan.
No, it's not.
Turn left at Cape Cod. Right outside the city, sure.
Why don't
you can see it from...
I always worry about that one person who's coming in from Des Moines, Iowa, who's driving through New York and happens to catch them in the middle of a spot that never heard them before and will never hear them again, and the impression they will have of me for the rest of their life.
You know, the reason you would attack somebody like Bob Thomas, or you make fun of someone like Bob Thomas, is because people remember that, and they figure, God, how can he say that about the guy? And that's generally what they hear. As a result, you can't forget to plug the product.
After you make the investment and the disc jockeys themselves start hearing your name and using your name and playing with your name, it allows them a chance to be more creative and think up creativity and spots for creativity.
Interesting guy in that he doesn't look like a sleazy car dealer. He is, of course.
You have to spend a couple of days to get caught up in the infectious humor that you can hear. But when Don Imus laughs in the morning, everybody in 3 states laughs in the morning. He's got that kind of a laugh.